The Seeker's Lamp Podcast. Season 1 Episode 6. Rosicrucianism, a Spiritual and Culture Movement. Rosicrucianism is a spiritual and cultural movement that claims to possess esoteric wisdom handed down from ancient times. The name Rosicrucianism comes from the symbol of a rose on a cross, which represents the integration of human and divine nature. Rosicrucianism combines elements of occultism, mysticism, alchemy, Hermeticism, Kabbalah, and Christian Gnosticism. We will explore the origins, teachings, and influence of Rosicrucianism throughout history. The first public appearance of Rosicrucianism was in the early 17th century in Europe, when 3 anonymous manifestos were published that announced the existence of a secret brotherhood of enlightened sages who possessed the secrets of nature and the universe. The Fama Fraternitatis, the fame of the Brotherhood of the Rosy Cross, published in 1614, introduced the mythical founder of the order, Christian Rosenkreutz, who was said to have traveled to the Middle East and North Africa in search of hidden knowledge. The Confessio Fraternitatis, the Confession of the Brotherhood of R.C., published in 1615, elaborated on the aims and doctrines of the order, which included a universal reformation of mankind through a science based on esoteric truths. The Chemical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz, 1616, presented as an allegorical novel, described the spiritual initiation of Rosenkreutz through a series of symbolic trials and ceremonies. The authorship and authenticity of these manifestos have been debated by scholars and occultists ever since. Some have suggested that they were written by Johann Valentin Andrea, 1586–1654, a Lutheran theologian and utopian thinker who later admitted having authored them as a literary hoax. Others have argued that they were based on genuine traditions and documents that originated from an ancient or medieval source. Some have even claimed that Christian Rosenkreutz was a real historical figure who lived in the 14th or 15th century. Rosicrucianism has influenced many thinkers and movements in the fields of philosophy, religion, science, art, and literature. Some notable examples are the philosopher René Descartes, 1596–1650, who was rumored to be a member of the order and whose rationalist system was seen as compatible with Rosicrucian principles. The alchemist Isaac Newton, 1642–1727, who studied the works of Rosicrucian authors and experimented with transmutation and the philosopher's stone. The poet William Blake, 1757–1827, who incorporated Rosicrucian symbols and themes into his visionary poetry and art. The composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, 1756–1791, who wrote the opera The Magic Flute, 1791, as an allegory of Rosicrucian initiation and enlightenment. The occultist Helena Blavatsky, 1831–1891, who founded the Theosophical Society, 1875, as a synthesis of Rosicrucianism, Eastern religions, and Western esotericism. The psychologist Carl Jung, 1875–1961, who used Rosicrucian concepts such as synchronicity, archetypes, and the collective unconscious in his analytical psychology. Rosicrucianism is still alive today as a living tradition that seeks to awaken the inner potential of humanity through spiritual development and service. There are several organizations that claim to represent or derive from the original Rosicrucian order, such as the ancient mystical order Rosicrucis, Amorc, is a modern Rosicrucian organization that claims to revive the ancient wisdom teachings of the original Rosicrucians. It was founded in 1915 by Harvey Spencer Lewis, 1883–1939, a Rosicrucian author, occultist, and mystic, who said he was initiated into a Rosicrucian order during a trip to France. Lewis became the first imperator of Amorc in the U.S. and translated from French and German the first canon of lessons in mysticism for the order. He also established the Rosicrucian Park in San Jose, California, which includes an Egyptian-style temple, a planetarium, a science laboratory, a library, and a museum. Lewis was also one of the 3 directors of Theodosi, a federation of authentic initiatic societies that aimed to protect their ancient symbols and rituals from plagiarism. Lewis wrote several books on Rosicrucianism, such as the Rosicrucian Manual, which is an official guide for new members of Amorc. He died in 1939 and was succeeded by his son, Ralph Maxwell Lewis, as the Imperator of Amorc. The Fraternitas Rosicrucis, FRC, is a Rosicrucian fraternal organization that was established in the United States by Paschal Beverly Randolph, 1825–1875, in 1856. It is the oldest Rosicrucian order founded in the U.S. and it operates Beverly Hall Corporation and the Clymer Health Center in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. The FRC claims to have a lineage of Supreme Grand Masters that includes Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Paine, Abraham Lincoln and Reuben Swinburne Clymer. The FRC has a dual mission: to offer spiritual teachings to individual members who seek to develop their soul and to disseminate spiritual and scientific truths for the betterment of humanity. The FRC teaches that there is one God, the source of all, and that each human being has a divine spark that can be developed into a conscious soul through transmutation of the lower nature and love. The FRC uses the symbol of the Rosy Cross, which represents the illumination of the soul in the center of the Cross of Transmutation. The Lectorium Rosicrucianum, LR, is a spiritual school that considers itself a worldwide school of esoteric Christianity. It was founded in 1924 by Jan van Rijkenborg, 1896–1968, and Catharos de Petri, 1902–1990, as a Gnostic school that teaches the path of transfiguration. The LR claims to be inspired by the ancient Christian mysteries, such as the Cathars, the Grail, and Rosicrucianism, and to be the guardian of these teachings. The LR teaches that humans are in a fallen state and need to reawaken to their divine origin by following the light of the universal brotherhood, which is transmitted by the school. The LR also espouses the concept of two nature orders, one of which humans belong to and one of which they carry as an immortal seed within their heart. The LR has branches in countries all over the world, including Europe, North America, South America, Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. The Rosicrucian Fellowship is a Christian mystical group founded by occultist Max Heindel in 1909. It teaches the Rosicrucian philosophy based on Heindel's book The Rosicrucian Cosmoconception. It also offers spiritual healing, courses, and vegetarian guidance. Its headquarters are on Mount Ecclesia in California, where a temple, a healing center, and a school are located. It follows the elder brothers of the Rose Cross, who guide humanity's spiritual evolution. If you are interested in learning more about Rosicrucianism, you can visit their websites or read some of their books. You can also check out some online courses or podcasts that offer an introduction to this fascinating topic.